Yo, what's going on, traders? This is the weekly outlook video. Let's dive in for Sunday, July 21st, Monday. Man, I don't know if maybe I'm just overlooking it. I don't know if there's a holiday when this is going down or what's the deal. Is the 22nd? I don't think so. We just literally do not have any news events. So that's pretty surprising, but it's a light week overall, minus Wednesday with the Bank of Canada monetary policy report. So the good news is, now I'm a fan of having a lot of news, a lot of data, because that creates volatility in the market, and the more volatility we have means the more moves, the more movement, and the more money you could make potentially. So the flip side of that is you got to be on point with what it is that you're going for and make sure you're on the right side of the market. So let's dive into the dollar. Aussie has been a big mover this week. I caught some pretty good trades on Aussie CAD, AUD US dollar, Aussie New Zealand. Was waiting for a move on Aussie, but I am expecting a bit of a bounce. So if we take a look at AU here, this was pretty typical textbook flagging pattern after a breakdown. Here's the flag, and we're bouncing off of the 200 SMA here. And if we look at a lot of these dollar pairs, EURUSD is one of them. We had pretty big pullback to close out the week this week. EU. GU was another one. This was a really big move to the downside here, but we're finding some support. Now, I don't know if this support is going to last, if this is going to hold. It'll be really interesting going into, especially with not that much data this week. Now, out of all these pairs, New Zealand had just been getting absolutely whooped for sure. Here's a nice little rollover here. So especially when GU is super bullish, EURUSD is super bullish, AUD US dollar held up a little bit better. But if you go down the line here, New Zealand, and this is the type of structure I really like. For one, I really like the sell side of the market. It happens a lot faster. So you can see we have push up, move, push up, move. And but at the same time, we're kind of holding in this little pattern, right? And it looks a lot like a flag, right? Or excuse me, a wedge pattern. Now, whether or not we continue this wedge or we break out, break down, is really yet to be seen. I wouldn't be surprised. Some sort of bounce up early in the week. Now, dollar CAD, complete range. This really will give you some perspective. How I use the 200, how I used our envelope here, as opposed to US dollar CAD, right? We're going just pretty much straight sideways here, right? And all of this is going through the middle. Now, when I see the 200, my envelopes here going through the middle, generally I would stay out of some sort of this type of trading because I'm more of a trend trader. I like to see, this is exactly what I look for, these big moves right here. Now, we don't see that now as much here, but of course, if you wanted to trade some supply zones, this would have worked out really well for you this week. Now, dollar Swiss, this was a really solid setup that played out, that went back all the way back to the 9th. Of course, this was 10 days ago that took this trade. But this is a much more trend-worthy pattern. Same thing with New Zealand Swiss, right? So this is, I took this early, I guess, or at the end of last week, and this really got a lot of follow through. Pound Swiss, despite pound strength, Swiss gained some serious strength. And last but not least, CAD Swiss, which I got a nice little short off here towards the end of, earlier in the week. So we had some really great setups. The big thing is what I'm going to be looking for is if we find support on these dollar pairs, or if we break down a little bit lower, and which would create some opportunities. So if we look at the dollar index here, though, we have a nice little supply zone right here, and which would signify potentially a little more dollar strength, which would be nice, because I think a lot of retail traders are going to be trying to buy this level of support, and would not be surprised if we got, these stops taken out before we got that move. So let's have an awesome week, everybody. Let's get it. Be on the lookout for EURUSD, pound dollar, and let's absolutely crush it and finish July strong. Let's make it happen. Peace.